Hi, welcome to Nerd Enterprises Incorporated. If you're watching this video, it's likely because you're a new client being onboarded, and we've sent you an email with a link to watch this video so you can learn what Smartsheet is and how we use it. You may even already know what Smartsheet is. Maybe you're already using it yourself, but either way, we wanted to make sure that we gave you an opportunity to understand as well as possible exactly what Smartsheet is, how we use it, what we use it for, and what your role is going to be in this. Smartsheet is a robust project management tool. And we start off with two main projects for you. One is called the reference sheet. The other one is called the master task list. The master task list is pretty straightforward from the name what it is. And especially in the initial stages, the onboarding process, I learned that it's very useful for your sake to outline exactly what we're going to be doing and what the timeline is on each of these things. Because otherwise you're kind of in the dark as to what we're doing, and there may be a lot of things we're doing in the background and you just have no idea. For all you know, we're doing nothing. So we want to make sure that you don't think we're doing nothing, and we want to make sure that you also have direct feedback and input on what's going on, when, where, how, and we're probably going to need some stuff from you in the process. So this gives us the place where we can identify what those things are and assign them to you. Now let's take a look at my screen and I'll show you what this looks like. Over here in Smartsheet, you'll see the master task list. This is the blank template that we'll use to, of course, set you up with it. And toward the right, you can click and drag this, and you'll see the Gantt chart, so that when I create the onboarding item, the first thing we're going to do, and let's say we're starting it today, I'm recording this April 20th, 2017, and let's say that my plan is for this to be finished by the 28th, the last working day of the month, right? And as you can see, the Gantt chart begins to fill in with this information. So it's really easy for us to add tasks. Also, I may assign it to you. Right now there's nobody else in the project but me, so I can only assign things to myself. And there's a comments column here which is for kind of high-level comments, but the reality is where I really want you commenting, if you have comments or if there's discussion to be had around this item or task, is right here where it says add a comment. This is where we can have a discussion, and it very clearly logs exactly who posted what and when. You'll also see there's an attachments option here, so you can attach things directly to your comments. So if there's a file you're trying to discuss, or maybe core to the task is a file that I need from you or that you think I might need, whatever the case is, you can associate the attachment with the comment right here. You can also simply attach something to the row at large, which is right here to the left of where the comment bubble is. You can click the attachment bubble. The difference is this will be associated only with the row. If you do it inside of a comment, then it's associated with the comment and also with the row as well. Down at the bottom here, you can click to see all comments, right? And you can log a comment here, which will be just a sheet-wide comment. It won't be specific to a row. And we have something similar here for attachments, where you can look at any attachments that might be in here. If there were any, they'd be listed here. And of course, from here you can attach things that would be sort of sheet-wide attachments, not associated with any particular row. As we start filling this out and filling in start dates and due dates, I will set up alerts so that you or I or both of us will be notified whenever something is needed. Also, I'll set up alerts that let us know simply when things change. So you'll get kind of a daily digest from Smartsheet letting you know when things have changed, just so you can see what's going on. You can see that there's anything at all going on. And if you don't get any notifications, then that might indicate that we've just completely forgotten about you. I'm kidding, of course, but you get the idea. The alerts become very useful. These are what I call throwaway emails. There's no need to keep them, but it's nice to get the notifications so that you're on notice about what's going on and when and if something does, in fact, impact you directly. And of course, those emails come with a link so you can click right over into the project. Then we have the reference sheet. Now, this is where we actually need a lot of information from you, because we're going to go through your monthly expenses by vendor, essentially, and start pulling out of that the things that are paid regularly every month, especially if you're on a plan where we're paying your bills for you. This is critically important. We're going to start asking you for the logins to each vendor. And the way that works is once we have, let's say it's Verizon Wireless or something, right? Then what you'll do is you'll click on the comments and you'll give us your username and password for Verizon Wireless. The rest of the information is very straightforward, the URL. Sometimes we need something based on this, whether it's the login information itself or some other information we need about Verizon Wireless. We can create subtasks, right? And I just indent it like that. It becomes part of the Verizon Wireless task. And I can say, hey, I need this from you like tomorrow, right? So that's what the due dates are all about. There will be items that will have due dates associated with them. So there might be some task-like things in here, although the master task list, of course, is going to be reserved for the major tasks and things that we need. The rest of this, things like the next statement date, you're going to see, for example, something like Verizon Wireless, we like to log what the next statement date is. An alert is created so that Erica, who's my right hand at Nerd Enterprises, and I are alerted about when a statement has come out. Sometimes we just like to know that the statement's come out. A lot of these things are going to be on auto pay so that we don't need to worry. And in fact, that will show up here in the status, not status, sorry. We do have a column for this somewhere. Billing and payment status sounds about right. So auto pay or manual pay. So this way we get the notifications when the statement comes due. If we see that it's auto pay, we don't need to worry about it. If it's manual pay, then we know we need to get in and schedule a payment to Verizon Wireless based on whatever method we've chosen to use to pay them. As much as possible, we try and set things up on auto pay. Cashflow doesn't always provide for that with every client, so in those cases, we use apps like Bill.com and some other things that were mentioned in the contract that you received, which explain, all these apps that we use and how they're used. So depending on that, we just need to be alerted to it so that we know to make sure that things are getting paid. Bottom line is this is the tool we use to make sure no balls get dropped. And no balls do get dropped as long as we're using this, and of course, as long as we have your cooperation in terms of getting the information we need. So in the beginning especially, you're going to be asked to come in here and spend some time with us getting it all ready. And as mentioned in the video on Slack, if you have questions about how to use Smartsheet, we've created a channel for you called Learn Smartsheet. You can go in there and ask your questions away, and of course, we'll get in there very quickly and get all of your questions answered. So as I've already pointed out, Smartsheet has a great infrastructure for assigning comments and associating attachments with things. And one more time, if you need questions or answered or need help learning Smartsheet, use the Learn Smartsheet channel in the Slack team. If you're watching this video and you're being onboarded by us, then you've already gotten the video on Slack. If somehow you missed that, go back and check in it or ask us, and of course we'll make sure that you've got the link to watch that video. We're very excited to have you on board as a client. Can't wait to get further and further into this, and hopefully we're doing a good job of making this as seamless and painless as we possibly can. As always, if you have any questions, you know where to find us. Reach out to us and we'll get back to you very, very quickly.